And I've talked to 2 different sales reps and about like those customers, and you get a story about just say one specific customer and you get 2 completely different stories out of it of, oh, that guy's a jackass, and oh, that guy's really nice. And I'm like, okay, well, just eliminate what both of those guys just said and just go in with the best intention up front.
Yeah.
And if you give everybody the best of intention, they're way easier to deal with than you can ever imagine.
For sure.
Yeah. I still have yet to run across a really difficult person, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's some really opinionated people, but there's not very many difficult people if you listen to their side of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Well, Damon, I remember what you said at one point, I thought it was you, about how we mirror, when we're introduced to somebody. It's like if we're introduced to somebody who's like super excited, hi, my name is this, and they shake your hand all enthusiastically, like you pick up on that energy and you feel that upbeat, and but then it's like if you meet someone that's just like down in the dumps and they're like, hi, it's like we stoop down to that level. It's like we mirror the people that are in front of us that we're around. So it's really important to notice the energy and gravitate towards the ones that are uplifting and
Yeah, I agree with that. But if you're trying to connect with someone, I think that you can mirror them in the opposite way, where if they're feeling a certain way about something happened, doesn't matter what, you can just change your tone, speed, all that stuff. And I think it's still as effective.
For sure.
I think what you're saying maybe is if you want to change the way somebody might be acting, first you have to be on their level before you could get them to go to a different level.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Just got to realize it's not always about you in a 2-way conversation with people.
For sure.
No.
That the more you can ask about them and actually listen to what they're saying, it makes it way easier.
Everyone just wants to be heard.
If you're in a management, this is really interesting. If you're in a management position like me, I can pick. You have a choice on who you work with, so that it's so much easier just picking a new person to work with than trying to change somebody into something that they could never be what you're trying to change them into, because people just aren't going to change for the most part.
Well, they just make those connections first to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
You can't expect people to change. You just have to set the tone and lead by example, and that's it.
What were you saying, Colbert?
I was just going to say that Stanky just gave us a good story about how people change and how someone you might know today could be different, down the road.
Yeah.
Is it story time? Can you tell me the story?
I think he's talking about you, Kelsey.
Yeah, he's talking about you.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, that's a little different because it's over a very long time, right. And Kelsey put in like consistent and hardcore effort and did a lot of studying to become who she is today.
Yeah, but you're just saying that
is everybody should be crafting themselves all the time.
Yeah, but yeah,
I was talking about short-term results in a business sense. Is like I can pick to work with somebody who's on my level, who like we're on the same wavelength versus trying to get somebody on my wavelength. It's like easier to pick and make that choice than try and change somebody in the short term.
Yeah, well, that's
for sure.
Same thing with my being a sales guy. Like anybody thinks they can just step in right into the role behind another sales rep, and it's never that easy. Like they don't know the connections, the personalities, all of that stuff, and they think, well, I'll just step in there and I'll make all these issues and everything go away right now, and that doesn't work that way.
I totally agree with that, but I think that you're saying that someone doesn't have, if someone doesn't show you the desire to do something the way you want it or a better way, that's one thing. But being able to have the desire and just not wanting to do it, those are two different things.
Yeah, you got to help them along a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, certainly and I hate to put you on the spot here, but we're going to do it.
Which car are you talking to?
Damon, sorry.
Okay.
Damon, have you ever given someone a chance that maybe you thought that you didn't, or you shouldn't give them a chance based on how they were behaving, but maybe you saw something or had a feeling and you gave them that chance anyways?
Yeah, I've gotten in trouble many times because that is my natural inclination to try and change people.
Okay.
And
awareness is the first step.
And ultimately it usually doesn't work out.
Okay, so you're saying in your experience, when someone is giving you these signs in an interview or an early interaction that they might not be the best fit, and you still give them a chance, you're saying that in your experience, it's come back to bite you?
It has come back to bite me.
Why though?
My natural inclination was that they're not capable of doing the job. So you can.
Did you help set them up for success?
Yeah. And so fast forward a few months, done all the training, gone through it all, laid out the expectations. If they say, I fully understand, I know the job, I know what to do, hold them accountable to that, to whatever it is that you're trying to get done. When I first had the instinct that they weren't the right person, I should have just ended it right there, because my gut instinct has always been right. But I will go along and string it out and go through the process. That's why I'm saying I have a choice. And what I've learned and really solidified for myself is that I can choose to work with high performing people. I can choose to hire people who I know are on this high level or on this high frequency, better people than me. And that makes my life easy. But in the past, too many times I've chose to try and bring somebody onto a new level who probably can just never be there for whatever reason. So
I can understand that from a management.
Wasn't ready to be there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Par. I'm not working on the word never.
Wasn't ready.
They're not ready yet. They stumbled, they tripped, they whatever it is.
I agree with you, but business doesn't stop, and you got to get results now. And if what you have can't do that in the short term for you, then
we're just thinking around now.
Then you got to make that choice and potentially make that change. So I would say that I'm not saying that I'm just a diehard cutthroat, you are the weakest link ejection chair. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's something that I've learned. That's a place that I've grown where I can make better decisions. And you just see it all across our company right now, that we have just put people in positions that we had a good feeling that they were going to be very good and have a very high success rate, and they're just crushing it, just absolutely crushing it. And you can, there's certain criteria that you can make an informed decision, so you're not shooting from the hip.
Got it.
I see.
This is going on for me right now. I'm a week and a half into this with somebody, and this person is just unbelievable. just unbelievable.
In a good way, obviously.
I have team members who used to work for this store that were good calling me because they've heard through the grapevine that there's been a change and they know how good it is now. So they want to come back. They want their job back. And that's a personnel change.
You got the right person that wants to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other person just wasn't ready for it yet. They might be someday, but they're just not ready for it now. That's what it is.
For sure.
Are you sure you don't have like a bunch of almonds in your cheeks, or is it gauze? I don't know.
I hope I have a bunch of almonds in my cheeks.
You guys are funny.
Awesome.
All right.
Peace out.
Take that recording off now.
Close to your bedtime.
That was great. We're gonna send this one.
That's pressure. Take that recording off.
All right. We're gonna talk in the morning, and when you're not drugged up.
Full send.
Full
Full send.
Thank you, guys. I had a lot of fun with you.
It's my bedtime. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Cobb.
I'll talk to you soon, Stanky.
Yeah, later, guys.